Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the BOCC statutory meeting. Today's date is Tuesday, May 5th, and the time is 9:01 a.m. We will call this meeting to order. First up, we have Reverend Derek Scott from the Diocese of Pueblo to offer our invocation.
Thank you. Bishop Berg has wanted to be here this morning. He's doing a graduation mass for our kids in our Catholic school this morning. So we gather together this morning knowing, O Lord, of your presence in our lives, most especially the gifts that you share with us. And so as we gather as a community and we gather as these leaders, we ask that you send down your gift of wisdom, that they may discern your will for the world, which is that common good of all. We ask that you keep us all united in our faith to know that you guide us and love us. As we gather together this week as a national day of prayer, we remember our nation as well, that you bless us always with that gift of unity, the gifts of wisdom, discernment, and always work for the common good of all. And we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Coroner, would you lead us, please? Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that. We will take attendance beginning with Miss Mitchell.
Cynthia Mitchell, County Attorney.
Paula McFeeters.
Zach Swanger.
Miles Lucero.
Thank you to everybody else in attendance. Are there any modifications to today's agenda?
There are none.
I will ask for a motion to approve today's agenda.
So moved.
I will second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That'll bring us up into public, or bring us into public comment. I have Wendy on the sheet. I don't know if there's anybody else that is here for public comment. If so, just raise your hand after Wendy is finished and we'll get you up there.
Good morning, Commissioners.
morning.
Just a couple things I'd like to go over with you. First of all, I would like to ask that the county take out the portion of the code that specifies about the AFOs and the CFOs. I did a somewhat petition or sign up on Facebook about people that would like to see it removed. Carmen brought it up at one of the land use meetings that we can come to the board and ask that that be removed. I think until it becomes a major issue in the county, which at this time it's really not, you may have 20 cattle operations that may fall under this. I think you guys have a lot more important things to look at and maybe, take it out for right now. And if it becomes a problem, then put it back in. The other thing I'd like to bring to your attention was when Thunderwolf was being put in, and I was working with Mr. Kaiser, I asked him about how safety would be addressed at that facility, because with inside those solar projects, they have live wiring. That's why they have to fence them off, because somebody can actually be killed in there. And he said, oh, no problem. He said, we can shut that down remotely because we can use fiber optics. That was 7 years ago. Last week and this week, they are starting to install fiber optics on 40th Lane. So the information he provided you about safety, about shutting down that facility if it were to be in a fire, the fiber optics hasn't existed for more than 7 years. The same thing about the battery storage facility off of Lime Road. They said the guy stood up here and shook his phone and said, it's just like the battery in your phone. I called or texted or emailed their company in Canada. No, that's not what it was. Those batteries will not exist for another 5 years. So I don't know what they're going to put in there, and even when those batteries are produced, they're only for cars or small facilities. They're not for the kind of use that they're going to do out there. When these big corporations come to you, you need to really listen and you need to ask, especially about when they talked about the water for that new housing facility. If you don't understand how the Bessemer ditch works and you keep pulling water out of the Bessemer ditch, they'll promise you the moon when they come here, but when you really start digging into it, there's a lot of things that they're not truthful to you about, that could really injure or damage our community. And I'd like you to really take a look at that when these big companies come to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here for a public comment? You can come on up and then just state your name for the record, please.
My name is Brian Kelson, and I am the pastor at Christ Church Pueblo West. And the reason why I wanted to say something this morning is because I wanted to let you know, as commissioners of Pueblo County, that we've got your back. And by that, I mean this. You see in this room today, we've got a smattering, a small cross-section of church believers in our county. And I want you to know that we are a resource for you. If you, your family, your staff's family, anybody as part of this county is looking for support, encouragement, people who are just going to walk alongside them, it's these people. And I want you to know that we're here for you, and we are encouraging you to continue to do the great work that you do. We are grateful for your willingness to serve, and we got your back. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Those are welcome public comments.
Yes, thank you.
Very much so. So we very much appreciate that. And it is, we feel that, and it's reciprocated obviously amongst this board to get out there and have the citizens back, and to do the best that we can to serve all of you. So we really appreciate that. Next up, we have, that's it for public comment. Anybody else? Nope. Okay, thank you. Next, we have a proclamation recognizing May 7th as a National Day of Prayer. I guess I can just read this, or unless y'all want to read it too?
You guys can, whatever you want to do.
Okay. I wasn't here last week, so I owe my pound of flesh when it comes to reading, so. Proclamation National Day of Prayer, May 2026. Whereas throughout America's history, we have poured out prayers to the God of hope in times of crisis and in celebration, in prosperity and in need, in times of war and in peace. We have poured our praise to God for all he is, thanks to God for all he has done, confession and pleas for his forgiveness when we have parted from his word and will, and poured out intercession asking for his heart and hand to move for the sake of our neighbors and nation, and our history is filled with his grace, goodness, and abundant answers to those prayers. And whereas from the first prayer of our Continental Congress in 1774 to the opening of every session of the House of Representatives and Senate, and throughout hearts and homes across America, the practice of prayer continues to seek God for guidance, wisdom, power, protection, and provision that has preserved hope and united us as one nation under God. And whereas the National Day of Prayer is a public law established in the United States Congress in 1952, approved by a joint resolution and amended by Congress and President Reagan with Public Law 100-307 in 1988, affirming that it is essential for us as a nation to pray, and directs the President of the United States to set aside and proclaim the first Thursday of May every year as a National Day of Prayer. And whereas in Pueblo County and across America, the observance of the National Day of Prayer will be held on Thursday, May 7th, 2026, with the theme, Pour Out to the God of Hope and Be Filled, based on the verse in Romans 15:13, that it is both a prayer and a promise. Now may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that you will be abound in hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Now, therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Pueblo, Colorado, by the authority vested in us, do hereby proclaim May 7th, 2026 as National Day of Prayer in the County of Pueblo, Colorado, and we commend this observance to our citizens and request that prayers be poured out to our city for our neighbors as we live, serve, work, and learn together, that we may be filled with all joy, peace, and abound in hope. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands and caused the seals of the County of Pueblo, Colorado to be affixed this 5th day of May, 2026. So, thank you all. Is there anyone here?
Yes, I just wanted to add, we wanted to do the proclamation because of the National Day of Prayer, but also to thank those pastors that have come this last year as we have reinstituted instituted prayer in our meetings twice a month, every Tuesday. And so we want to say thank you to those pastors who have spent time with us praying for our wisdom, which we sorely need as we do this work. So it is a twofold proclamation in that we're honoring the National Day of Prayer and also saying thank you to all of those that have spent time in our chamber and continue to spend time with us every Tuesday. Thank you to those that have attended today. And I guess what we have next is anybody want to take a photo with us in our proclamation? We will stand in front of you. I guess maybe that's the best way to do it
Sure.
with the crowd.
Is there anyone else in the crowd that would like to speak to this proclamation? No? There's some shy folks out there today. What's that? Okay, absolutely. Just state your name for the record, please.
My name is Tamara Axworthy. I'm honored to voice my support for the National Day of Prayer Proclamation for May 7th, 2026. This declaration beautifully reflects the woven truth throughout our nation's history that in every season from hardship to abundance, people have turned to God for guidance, hope, and strength. In a time when our communities are searching for unity, peace, and purpose, this day serves as a powerful invitation. It calls us to pause, to lift our hearts in prayer, not only for our own needs, but for our neighbors, our leaders, and our nation. The theme, Pour Out to God, to the God of Hope and Be Filled, is both timely and deeply needed. I strongly support this proclamation because it reminds us that hope is not something we manufacture. It's something we receive and we share. When we come together in prayer, we strengthen the fabric of our community and renew our commitment to serve one another in compassion, humility, and faith.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to just turn around or?
Yeah. Any of you had a bunch up here?
Anthony's not here.
I know. I got.
Hey, Jake, you want to come out here? Guess I could have told you why I was calling. The speaker's overhead, so that made sense, I suppose. No one did.
Yes. I don't love
Okay. Thank you. That's for my name of my points. Thank you all. That will bring us into our consent agenda, Ms. Mitchell.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. The three items on our consent agenda this morning are to extend the resolution regarding the Davis mortuary disaster and or emergency declaration. There's a resolution to approve the public county aid to other entities, funding assistance agreement between the county and the Colorado State Fair Authority, and also a funding assistance agreement between the county and the Sangre de Cristo Arts Center.
You guys got anything?
Just a quick comment on the Sangre de Cristo Arts Center agreement. Ms. Mitchell, can you just explain during our last meeting, there was a discrepancy because in one area we listed $675,000 as the award amount, and then in the contract it lists 875. Can you just explain how that works contractually and the $200,000 discrepancy in regard to the county covering the utilities?
Certainly. So the county is providing $675,000 cash to the Art Center to assist with their operations for the Art Center to use as they need it. And the county is also going to provide utilities to the Art Center up to an amount of $200,000, which is the total of $875,000.
Thank you, ma'am. And to be clear, that's a property that we own, that we pay utilities on anyway. Thank you very much. And thanks for bringing that back. Sorry for the confusion last week, but I think it's good to go. And I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. That will bring us into our regular agenda, Ms. Mitchell.
Thank you. We have one item this morning. Item 4A, a resolution approving the agreement for services with addendum between 100% Incorporated and Pueblo County for the Pueblo County Parks and Rec and Natural Resource Comprehensive Master Plan, presented by Amanda Hobson, the Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you
Morning.
today?
Good morning, sir. Ma'am.
I am requesting your approval to move forward with 110% through the Guiding Star Grant to develop the Parks and Recreation Strategic Master Plan and Financial Sustainability Strategy. This is not just a plan, it is the foundation for how we operate, prioritize, and fund Parks and Recreation moving forward. The total project is $180,000, with a significant portion dedicated to financial sustainability, ensuring we clearly understand the cost of service, the funding gaps, and long-term revenue options. This gives us a data-driven approach instead of a reactive decision-making. This effort will deliver 3 key outcomes: a clear strategic direction, a realistic financial plan, a long-term framework to guide capital investments, operations, and partnerships. 110% is uniquely qualified and nationally recognized through the National Parks and Recreation Association for building financial sustainability. At this time, we are approaching financial budget restraints, and this work will be crucial in making informed, responsible decisions. This is about building a sustainable system for Parks and Recreation, not just for today, but for the future. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Yes, Amanda, on the total cost, is 180,000 the max on this particular project?
So the project is broken down where 13,000 will be in kind, 20,000 will come from the CTF funding, and then 160,000 will come from GOCO. So we're not using any general fund for this project.
Okay, thank you.
And there isn't, I mean, the potential for it to come to us for any sort of general fund or any county in-house dollars is going to be presented to us, obviously. I mean, do you see that as a potential, or does 110% see that as a contingency?
Not at this time.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk us through the process of what you believe 110% will, how will they tackle this? Like, how will they start developing the master plan? How will they engage the community? How will we work with the city, the metro districts? Can you kind of just talk to that process a little bit?
So the main part about this project is we want it to be community driven. So we will be out at a lot of the major events this year, which is where the in-kind comes into play. We will take time spent by not only our agency, but other agencies to work these community events, to pass out our information, to pass out our flyers. The goal is to be at the Riverwalk event. To be at our own community events, at the Chili Fest in September. So it's not going to be a really fast plan. It's going to take a few months to put together. And then from there, we'll take the data through these community surveys, and then also there'll be open houses within the community centers, and take that information and then compile it and then bring it back to you for the suggestions of how we move forward. Other thing is working with our regional partners. We also have the RPI project. We have Gen Wild, a lot of other opportunities that we can engage our partners and stakeholders to see their thoughts on how we move forward.
Thank you, Amanda. I think that's really important to get that feedback, especially knowing what services are needed and what people want to utilize. So it is a strategic direction that you're headed in. I think it makes sense, and I think anytime you're getting that information from the public, it's a guiding light to the services that we need to provide. So I appreciate that description.
Thank you. And I just want to clarify too, it's not just within the city limits or the St. Charles Mesa. We'll be out working in Pueblo West, Beulah, Colorado City, Boone. The goal is to hit all areas of Pueblo County.
Great.
Amanda, can you remind us that this, when we knew we got the grant awarded and we were going out to determine who was going to help us develop this master plan, we put that out for RFP, correct?
We did not. On this project, we wanted to really hone in on that financial sustainability portion of it. And so we went with the ones certified by the National Parks and Recreation Association. They are the ones that lead the training for the whole entire nation on sustainability.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Yeah, I'm so excited about this. And again, kudos to you and your team for securing this grant money. You know, $180,000 is a big price tag seemingly to pay for planning. But without that strategic vision, without the community coordination, we don't know where we're going to go in 10 years. And so great job. Thank you. And I fully support this.
Is there, yeah, I agree. I think that this is a good thing, especially it's a good thing that we aren't paying for it in a sense, right? But we need, they have a focus in potentially going out and getting grants and written in a way like the strategic plan. I think that it's good for everybody to know that it's really hard to go out and pursue outside dollars, whether they're state and federal, if you don't have a plan. And if you're trying to develop that plan, once you identify the grant dollars, oftentimes there's timelines associated with them and you miss them. So I know that you guys will keep that at the forefront of what you're doing, but there are, I don't want us to miss out on that potential. And so I think that this is crucial in going out and getting outside dollars to help us with a lot of different parks and rec.
And one of the things that they do is a partnership, sort of like a luncheon, where they bring partners in and how can we benefit them and they benefit us. And a great example of this, when I took the training 3 years ago, is we really have built up our Boys and Girls Club, where we can't afford to do a lot of children's program out at McCarg. Boys and Girls Club filled that gap for us. So building those partnerships could also fill gaps in a way that financially we couldn't move forward.
Great. Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If I can get back out of here. I will ask for a motion to
It's 4A.
approve item 4A. Thank you.
I'll make-
I'm having technical difficulties.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you all. That'll bring us into commissioner comments. I could be super quick. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you to running meetings last week. The school year would not be complete if one of your kids didn't get you sick right before school got out. So thank you guys for holding it down and keeping us moving without skipping a beat. The only other thing that I have, and I can get some more details on it for Thursday, but I know that the Goodnight Barn is having an event this weekend. So if people have not been down to the Goodnight Barn, it's a pretty cool piece of history that we have here in Pueblo County. That, you know, there's a lot of the West runs through Colorado and specifically Pueblo. So it's another cool thing that we have going on for us, and I'll try and get some more information for you before this coming weekend, but thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner. I wanted to also highlight today's May 5th, which is also Cinco de Mayo in our community. So there's a lot of events going on. One that I want to highlight coming up next week is the Legends and Leaders. It's 100 Years of Living Well with the Pueblo Advisory Council on Aging on May 15th. I believe it's next Friday. They're having an event at St. Joseph's Hall. So I encourage any of you that are interested to go. They're going to have a silent auction. I believe you need to pay for your seat, which is $25, but you will be served a fabulous meal. This supports all of our older residents in Pueblo County, and we will honor those that are 100 and over, which there are many. So take advantage of celebrating those kind of events in our community. And then lastly, thank you to everyone who came out this morning. I think when I enter this chamber, I think about the years and years and years of people that have been here that have prayed for our country, our community. And we are carrying that tradition. And I would say, as someone who sits in this chair daily, I don't have all the wisdom I need. So your prayers are very valuable to me, and I will not be shy in asking for them. I think I've asked many of you personally to pray for me, and I want to say thank you for that. I do not take it lightly. And I think our community well deserves that support and that prayer of all of us united, and I felt that today. So thank you again for coming out as we honor not just our community, but our country and the history and the need of our country to have that as part of our country. It's very important. And lastly, just be aware, we're going to get some rain probably tonight and into tomorrow, and some are saying snow. It's May in Colorado, anything can happen. So be prepared for weather. I don't know what to expect. It could be anything from slushy rain to a snowstorm. So we at the county are prepared for that. And I would encourage you, if you don't have to travel tonight or into the morning, don't do it. Be safe out there. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, folks. I wanted to also say thank you for being willing to spend your time to make the long trip to downtown Pueblo and just help us be together as a community. You know, I think every time that I walk in through that door and see folks in these chambers, it makes me happy because it shows me that the community is engaged and the community is paying attention. And that's what we need more of, no matter what the subject matter is. So thank you for being here. To all the folks that have been willing to come in on a random Tuesday and pray over us, I do appreciate that as well, even though, you know, I have been kind of vocal that I don't believe that belongs in the chambers, but I do appreciate folks, genuinely, I do appreciate you being willing to spend your time to come and engage with us and support us. And Mr. Kelson, thank you for the kind words, sir. Pueblo doesn't move forward unless we have each other's back, right? And that means all of us, no matter how you look, no matter how you pray, our community does not prosper without us having each other's back. So I appreciate you. We have your back too. And thanks again for being here this morning. I wanted to shout out the Pueblo Farmers Market that started up just this last Saturday, was their first one of the season. So they're out at Mineral Palace Park from 7:30 in the morning to noon every Saturday. So if you have a chance to go and support our local vendors, it's just a really, really nice community event that happens now every Saturday, I think through October-ish timeframe. That could be totally wrong. I also wanted to say thank you to the Arc of Pueblo. They hosted a really, really fun event called the Golden Tortilla. I had a chance to participate and do my best tortilla rolling, cooking. Unfortunately, I did not take home the grand prize, but someone in this room did. Mr. Tommy Farrell was the Golden Tortilla champion roller. So really, really fun night for a great cause. I know they raise a lot of money for folks with intellectual disabilities. So thank you to that organization for hosting a great event. And last but not least, as the commissioner mentioned, today is Cinco de Mayo. It's a day that's near and dear to my heart and to our community's heart. And I wanted to highlight an event going on at Plaza Verde Park this Friday at starting from noon. I think it goes till probably about dark, 6 p.m. It's organized by the group El Movimiento Sigue, and they've been doing this event, this Cinco de Mayo event, for 55 some odd years. It's traditionally been at Bessemer Park. It will move this park to Plaza Verde, which is down on the east side, like Ash and Hudson, I want to say. So if you have some time on Friday to go celebrate, great event for the little ones. They have an awesome playground. There'll be a lot of community resources there. So always opportunities to get involved with the community, and let's just keep making Pueblo better.
Thank you.
Thanks, that's it.
Yeah, I would just echo, happy Cinco de Mayo, and happy, my little sister's birthday is on Cinco de Mayo, so happy birthday. She's in New York, but, yeah, thank you all. This community does certainly come together, and it's well represented in this room today. And we do very much appreciate the support and the prayers that come our way. We desperately need them, and it is a team effort in this community, which is great. And congratulations, Tommy. When I did that, I think I got the award was, "Is that really a tortilla?" or whatever. Okay, thank you all. Our next meeting will be May 12th. May 12th, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. We are adjourned. Was that?